Good afternoon, family. I'm an ag named Bob, and I'm truly grateful for this process, man. Today is really a sad day, man. Last week, while I was going to that outpatient program that I was a part of for quite some time now, and like I told them there, in spite of the medication I took that I no longer take, you know, that they thought they had me hooked to, because I don't want to be hooked to nothing in life but God. But anyway, on a stronger note, an incident took place inside one of the meeting rooms, and as usual, I always share my experience. I don't tell nobody what to do or how to do it or how they should overcome it. I tell them how I overcome it. So maybe me sharing my story might help somebody in the room, not anybody in particular. I'm just sharing my story. And in the process of that, people are looking back and forth at each other, and when I speak, only when I speak do it seem to be like bothering everybody. However, I'm only sharing about myself. I ain't sharing about nobody else. I'm just telling my story. And these looks going back and forth with these two individuals, and all of a sudden, I raise my hand to speak in group because I'm polite at all costs. Make no mistake about it, because it's not my group, it's the council's group. And I put my hand up, and the counselor said to me, you know, wait. You have to wait until your turn. And as she said, I put my hand down and waited for my turn. Immediately after that, someone put their hand up that spoke already, and she let them speak. And after that, I got a little agitated, and I was definitely upset at the matter. And the counselor, I'm looking at her like she crazy because I can't believe what's happening. It just happened. And on top of these fools looking at each other, so I open up, try a brief moment to open up and say, listen here, didn't you just tell me to wait, but yet you let somebody speak that already spoke already? And she had nothing to say, and this other individual started popping up in his chair, pointing at me in a threatening manner. And I didn't want nothing to transpire inside the group, so I invited the man outside. Like, listen, if you got a problem, at first I told him, why are you jumping out the chair and pointing your finger at me, and with the Jamaican gesture with the two fingers like this, pointing at me, and man, listen, man, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not going to bow down just because you are uncomfortable with what I'm sharing. Because this same individual, I speak to him on a regular basis, giving him some hope and trying to tell him how to proceed with certain things in his life. Because again, I'm not going to tell the story. He got to tell it. But he was jumping out the seat, and I told him, man, let's go outside and take it. He jumped up and making all kind of noise and this, that, and the other. And I told him, hey, man, let him go. He acting right now. He don't want none of this smoke right here. But they, in return, took that as me being aggressive and all type of everything else. And, and everybody came in there in the moment because he was put on such a performance, and I pretty much told the supervisor on duty, what happened and how it took place, and went home after the group. However, I went home and, I got a call today from an individual that was in the next group and seemed to think that it was unfair that they were sharing so much about me, what took place and who done it and how I was at fault and everything, which I never left my seat until the man kept pointing at me, and as I should, because I'm fearful for my life. So let's go get this over with, so I ain't got to worry about you jumping out no garbage can on me. You know what I'm saying? So the individual did call to check on me and make sure I was okay. And I appreciate that because she the only one did it. Not one of them counselors called me. And anyway, my counsel called me and told me I am no longer able to come back to group until this is sorted out. And I said, fine. Did you bring him in and tell him the same thing? He said, well, you know what I'm saying, God is in control. Okay, he in control. Right. So he couldn't see me the Thursday I came in today. I asked to speak to the head supervisor, who in return told me she'll be out in 5 minutes on the phone. Never come out, because they done painted this picture of me as some gorilla, doing sorts, acting all crazy and whatnot, when I was protecting them by inviting this fool outside instead of him acting up in there. But they seem to find a way to blame me for the whole situation. And she didn't come outside. She sent the supervisor, and he get to sharing and telling me all kind of nonsense. And I'm like, listen here, man, you supposed to afford me another program. This is no longer the place you guys want me to be, and I'm just coming there because if I left the program helped me save my life. If I left, you don't understand me, I would be a thief to not show somebody what that program has done for my life. So I continue to go there on that basis. Counselor taking urines every single second on drive-bys. I'm walking by. Let me get a urine. Fuck out of here, man. If one-on-one you taking a urine, it's okay. I'm cool with that. But nigga, you're calling me, but I surrendered, and I did that. However, it turned out that I'm this crazy individual. Never mind the counselor, the one who started all. But that's another story for another day. But I just wanted to share that I had to leave that program, telling them I would return with my attorney because, they are a community-driven program, and in no way should I be not afforded, the same opportunities everybody else have, and that is to recover. And if you can't recover there, you should be, referring me to another program so I can further my education with finding out my disease. But that didn't happen, and the lady never came out the room. She's the head supervisor of the whole program, the same program that wanted me to write a letter for them, stating how great they were. And in turn, that turned out for me to write for another program. And I do want to say the people at the front desk had no idea about it. The people that I read that letter to first. And because they are the ones who truly open that door for me. Because they are the one you first come in contact when you walk in the door. And their loving spirit allowed me to go to the next part of it, because it was so welcoming. I said, this got to be a nice place. I'm an ag named Bob, and I'm truly grateful for this process.